Hook. Imagine being so humiliated, so broken down by bullies that you felt invisibly broken bar until the very moment you decided to rise. This is not just a story about bullying. It's about courage, justice, and a quiet kind of revenge so powerful, it made the bullies themselves run away. Stay with me until the end, because the way one girl turned her pain into strength will leave you breathless, and maybe, just maybe, it will remind you that no matter how cornered you feel, you always have the power to change your story. Sophia had always been the quiet one. She wasn't invisible exactly, but she was the kind of girl most people passed in the hallway without a second glance. Her long brown hair usually hid part of her face, and she rarely spoke unless someone spoke to her first. She was the type of student teachers described as polite, responsible, and shy. But high school wasn't kind to girls like Sophia, especially not when three of the most popular boys in school at Tyler, Jace, and Mark decided they were bored. They were the kind of guys who walked down the hall like they owned the place, star athletes with too much attention, too many followers, and too few consequences. One Friday afternoon, after gym class, Sophia stayed behind in the girls' locker room. Everyone else had already left, and she thought she had a moment of peace. She wanted to change without anyone seeing her. She hated how self-conscious she felt in her gym clothes. She was halfway through pulling on her sweater when she heard it, laughter, male laughter. Her heart stopped. Before she could even react, the door burst open. Tyler, Jace, and Mark stumbled inside, phones out, laughing loudly. "Yo, check it out," Tyler shouted, pointing his camera directly at Sophia, who was frozen, clutching her sweater against her chest. Sophia's throat closed up. "Get out!" she screamed, but her voice cracked. They only laughed harder. They filmed her. They called her name as a prude, weirdo, ugly duckling. And then, just as quickly as they had come, they left, still laughing, still recording. Sophia sat down on the cold bench, her whole body shaking. Tears stung her eyes, but she refused to cry. Not here, not now. That night, when she got home, she saw it. A video posted on Instagram. Her crying, clutching her sweater, looking broken. Dozens of comments underneath. Some laughed, some pitied, but none defended her. The humiliation was complete. For 2 days, she didn't eat. She didn't leave her room. She considered deleting her social media, but something inside her stopped her hand. They wanted her silent. They wanted her gone. She wouldn't give them that. She was going to fight back, not with fists, not with shouting, but with something much stronger, her mind. And that's where her plan began. Sophia wasn't stupid. She knew if she went to the principal, the boys would get a slap on the wrist, maybe a week of detention, maybe a suspension, but nothing that would erase the damage, nothing that would teach them. So instead, she started watching, listening, taking notes. She became a ghost in the hallways, someone who never spoke but always observed. She noticed the little things, how Tyler bragged about cheating on his math tests, how Jace was terrified of losing his scholarship if his grades slipped, how Mark secretly smoked behind the bleachers even though he swore to his parents he was clean. Piece by piece, Sophia built her case. She created a fake Instagram account under a fake name. She began to post secrets about students, nothing too crazy, just enough to make the account believable. People followed, people shared, and then, when the account had enough traction, she dropped the real bombs. Screenshots of Tyler's texts where he bragged about cheating, a picture of Jace passed out drunk at a party he wasn't supposed to be at, a short video clip of Mark smoking behind the school. Each post carefully timed, carefully curated. None of it could be traced back to her. The account blew up. Teachers saw it, coaches saw it, parents saw it. The Golden Boys' perfect reputations shattered in less than a week. But Sophia wasn't finished. The final step was personal. She leaked proof of what they had done in the locker room, and not the video of herself, but recordings of their own laughter as they bragged to each other about it later in the hallway. Audio clips of Tyler saying, "You should have seen her face. She looked like she was about to cry," followed by their laughter. That was enough. The school couldn't ignore it anymore. The boys were dragged into the office. Parents were called. College scouts backed out. Suddenly, the heroes of the school weren't heroes anymore. They were monsters, exposed. And within a month, All three of them had transferred schools. Too much shame, too much anger from the community. Sophia never told anyone it was her. She didn't need to. She walked through the halls with her head held a little higher, her sweater no longer clutched so tightly. People didn't laugh at her anymore. Some even whispered, "She's the one who stood up to them." But Sophia didn't care about the whispers. What mattered was this: they would never forget her, and they would never do it again. Her revenge wasn't loud, it wasn't violent, it was smart, it was calculated, and it was enough to make the bullies themselves disappear. Ending message. So if you've ever felt small, if you've ever felt broken by people who thought they were bigger than you, remember Sophia. You don't have to fight fire with fire. Sometimes, the sharpest weapon is your mind. Sometimes, the quietest revenge is the loudest.